Welcome to Curriculum Night. My name is Mr. Kubis, the principal for Milwee Middle School, a pre-engineering magnet, home of the Spartans, the place for engineering your future. Your presence tonight shows your child the importance you place on his or her education. Congratulations to our out-of-zone students that have been selected to attend Milwee. Just to let you know, we have a few more seats left. Tell your friends. The mission of Milwee Middle School Pre-Engineering Magnet is to capture and inspire students by improving our teaching techniques to ensure that all students acquire the knowledge, skills, and attitudes necessary to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing world and to reach their full potential as lifelong learners and productive citizens. At Milwee, we expect all our students to do two things: learn and rise. Be respectful, act with integrity, behave safely, and strive for excellence every day. My number one rule is that all students attending Milwee Middle School Pre-Engineering Magnet has the right to learn, feel safe, and be safe. Tonight is designed to get to know us better, to meet some of our 6th grade teachers, and have them answer your questions related to their curriculum. I'm looking forward to starting this new journey with you, my new Spartan families. Have a great night and thank you. And now I would like to introduce to you our Magnet Coordinator, Mrs. Coker.
Thank you, Mr. Kubis. Hello, we are so excited to share with you all of the information you need to know to be a Milwee Spartan. Course and club selection forms were sent to students' elementary schools in early February. Once you complete the forms, please give them to your elementary guidance counselor or drop it off at Milwee by March 12th. Due to the various learning models, various formats are available to complete your course selection sheets. Paper forms were sent to the elementary schools, and PDF fillable forms are available online as well as a Google form, all which are available on the Milwee website. Forms are due March 12, 2021. Throughout the event, please place your questions in the chat box, and we will answer it live or on the WebEx through a chat message throughout the evening. There will also be an opportunity to ask questions throughout the event, and they will be posted on our website to let you know all of the answers to your questions. Tonight's program will be presented in 4 parts, which correlates with your course selection process. Part 1 of the evening will be core academics. You'll select your academic path, whether it be traditional, advanced, traditional and advanced, or our pre-IB prep program, which is an advanced course of study that encompasses 4 core academics that are advanced and then your electives. This will prepare you for honors classes, the IB program, and advanced placement classes in high school. Students with an FSA score of 3, 4, or 5 will automatically be placed in advanced classes for ELA and math. Part 2 of the event will be electives. You will hear from our elective teachers through an in-depth presentation. On your course selection sheet, please number your choices 1 through 8. If you do not choose up to 8 electives, your guidance counselor will select them for you. We offer in-class electives and virtual electives. Some require an application, and these applications can be found online and at school. Part 3 of our presentation will be clubs. Students have the opportunity to participate in a club on Friday afternoons during 8th period. On your course selection sheet, please rank order your clubs 1 through 5, with number 1 being your most favorite choice. In part 4, finalizing your course selection. Sign the form and return it to your school counselor or drop it off at Milwee by March 12th. Online forms are also due March 12th. Now, we will hear from Ms. Darcy, our assistant principal, who will be discussing core academics with our academic team.
Welcome to Part 1, Core Academics. I'm Elizabeth Darcy, assistant principal here at Milwee. I currently supervise PE, Math, and ESE. Joining us tonight are representatives from each of our core academics. Tonight, representing language arts, we have Ms. Geary. Representing math, Ms. Rogers. Ms. Steele is here for social studies. Mr. Turner is here for science. And we also have Ms. McManus, one of our counselors here, to go over how you would choose your core academic classes. During and after the presentation, please be sure to type in your questions so we can get these answered by the end of the segment. And if we don't get to your questions, we will answer them in a frequently asked questions document.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Marsha Geary. I am the instructional coach here at Milwee, and I also am the department chair over English Language Arts. And I want to share a little bit tonight to you incoming sixth graders and parents as far as what our content is going to look like for you and your children next year. We do additional assessments throughout the year for our sweet little ones to get a better idea as far as how they are coming into us, what kind of things they know, what kind of things they don't know. We do this in a series of ways. At the beginning of the year, we do a lot of assessments to see where they are with their reading, their comprehension, their vocabulary, the critical thinking skills. And then throughout the 9 weeks, we do additional assessments, like a third week, a 6th week, and then a 9-week assessment that is from the district. But along the way, we do these different assessments so we can get to know the children better and get to know what areas they're lacking in or what areas they're really strong in. In regards to differentiated instruction, we do that in a couple of different ways. We ask our kids in different ways, what are we learning? The process, how are we learning it? And the product, how students can show us that they've actually learned the product. And so we do this with a variety of different ways throughout the school year. Technology, of course, is here forever. I want you to know the focus is on the blended learning piece. They're not sitting at a computer all day without any interaction. The computers are used for lessons. The teachers are there to interact with the students throughout the way. There are things built in, so it's not like they're just staring at a screen the whole day. We want you to know that. That's very important to know that. Our second slide is showing us there's a huge variety of text options for our students. We have over 40 different standards that we continually address throughout the year in our program. The accommodations that we use for our children are multiple in lengths. We do things like providing graphic organizers, shortening assignments if we need to, providing extra time, using peers to help each other, allowing students to sit in certain parts of the room where they can focus better. So these elements we also include in our daily instruction with our children. One of the bigger things that we do, even in spite of the COVID, is cooperative learning. We teach our 6th graders 58 different social skills. We are a pre-engineering magnet, which means we have to learn how to get along with each other and work in teams. If we can't get along with others socially, how are we going to create these wonderful products throughout the year? And so we build those in all the content areas, but especially in language arts, that also. And then as we're moving on to slide 3, the key components here of what you see: reading, writing, language, vocabulary, oral presentation, informational text, literary text, all of those things we use throughout the school year. Those are the ones that involve our 40 standards. But we do them in different ways depending on the kind of students that we have in our classroom. And it gives us a huge variety. Like, for example, if we have a 6th grade standard, and then we have our advanced classes, and then we have our pre-IB gifted classes. So let's say, for example, if I'm teaching a standard 6th grade class, let's say I'm doing a lesson on a folktale about a bridge maker. Well, we'll talk about the bridge, we'll talk about the folktale, we'll talk about what leads up to the folktale. We'll pull up pictures and images of the different types of bridges that maybe are in America, and we'll discuss the elements of a folktale and then talk about the universal message. That'll be what we do in our standard class, and that'll take a good chunk of time. Let's say I'm in an advanced class. In my advanced class, I would do exactly what we just did before, but I'm going to add another thing. I'm going to add another piece of text along the way, maybe something that's informational that the students can use to compare the two texts to see what is going on between the bridges and the way the subject has been delivered. We'll maybe also talk with the advanced kids about the oldest bridges in the world, the ones that are the most popular bridges in the world. And so you can see that we've taken a little bit different level because we have a little bit more time to do that. Let's hop into the pre-IB gifted piece. Okay, we've already done the first part and the second part. Now we're going to add a third part with the pre-IB piece. We're going to talk about students going to do research on the biggest bridges in the world, the bridges that have collapsed in the world, the prettiest bridges in the world. We're going to do a huge piece on that. They're going to do research. Then they're going to present those in teams to the class. After that, we're going to have them create a bridge out of a few specs. Maybe it's toothpicks, maybe it's popsicle sticks. We'll give them just enough product that they need to actually create it. So you can see all of the standard, advanced, and the pre-IB classes have all hit the standards that we were teaching for the class. We just do them using different texts, different variety, and different methods. And so you can see that as we go through them all. It's the beauty is that we can choose anything that our kids like, and we try to choose texts that they're interested in along the way. I hope this helps. We're anxious to see your kids here in the fall. Have a great rest of the year and stay healthy. Bye.
Good evening. I am Mrs. Elizabeth Rogers, the math coach here at Milwee, as well as the 6th grade math teacher. As you can see, math, we do a lot of fun things. In our pictures is our math festival, which we hold each year. Our kids are showing off their trophies and their engineering projects and their team tests that they do here at Milwee. Now we're going to go over a sequence for math. Your student has up to 4 choices in math. They can choose to go through the traditional 6th grade math path, the 6th grade math advanced pre-IB path, or they can choose to take GEMS. Each of our students who scores a level 3 on FSA will be automatically placed into advanced. If you are placed into advanced, you can also choose to go into our pre-IB program, which means that they will take all pre-IB core classes. Our GEMS program does require a prerequisite of primes math in 4th and 5th grade. So let's go over what each of these classes entails. Our 6th grade on-level math class covers all of the 6th grade standards, and the students take the 6th grade FSA at the end of the year. In 7th grade, they'll take on-level 7th grade math. The suggested summer course for this is the 5th grade Khan Academy course. Our 6th grade pre-IB advanced students cover all of the 6th grade math standards and part of the 7th grade math standards to get them ready to take pre-IB advanced 7th grade math in 7th grade. At the end of 6th grade, they will take the 6th grade FSA. The summer suggested practice for this course is the Khan Academy 5th grade course and as much of the 6th grade course as they can complete. Our GEMS students are very busy during the school year. They cover all of the 6th grade standards, all of the 7th grade standards, and all of the 8th grade standards. This gets them ready to take algebra honors in 7th grade. The 6th grade standards are taught through Virtual Bridge at home while in class learning the 7th and 8th grade standards. These students also take the 6th grade FSA at the end of their 6th grade year. The suggested summer course for GEMS is the Khan Academy 6th grade course and as much of the 7th grade course as they can get through.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Steele and I will be representing 6th grade social studies here at Milwee Middle School. On the first slide, you're going to see several different images that show you what students do in our classrooms here on campus and at home, using their various skills with geography and maps, civic engagement, and interacting in an online and digital platform as we are constantly in this new and evolving educational environment. If I could have the next slide, please. On the next slide, you're going to see an outline of our general goals in 6th grade social studies. In 6th grade, we are getting our kids set up with the tools and knowledge they need to approach the world around them and feel as though they understand spatially and ideologically where we stand at this juncture in time. We're going to be giving them a platform learning about ancient Rome and ancient Greece specifically that feeds directly into our 7th grade civics course. The 7th grade civics class for social studies is the only state assessed test in Florida. And we really tie together those overall concepts of civic engagement and how we can really impact our world around us in both 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. We create a continuous curriculum that allows us to really build off those every year and set up our students for a lifetime of being an impactful citizen here in the world. That is 6th grade social studies. We hope to have you here at Milwee Middle School next year, and thank you so much.
Hello, welcome to Science here at Milwee. I'm Mr. Turner. I teach 8th grade science and am the science curriculum leader. Here we have some rockets being launched from some of our awesome 8th grade teachers. A little bit about science here at Milwee. There's different levels. We have comprehensive science, so all of our science is integrated. Life science, physical science, earth-based science, all put together into one nice package. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade has comprehensive science. 8th grade also has high school environmental science. which is where our honors kids go. For 6th grade level, because that's what we're all here for today, we have a standard level science, an advanced level science, and then our SCPS, pre-IB, and gifted science. Most of our gifted students are in that SCPS, pre-IB, prep, and gifted class, and we have lots of gifted and diverse teachers on campus. So a little bit about what we talk about during Comprehensive Science 1 in 6th grade. We go through scientific thinking, ecosystems, atoms and molecules, Earth's interior, plate tectonics, and the solar system. As 8th graders, we take the statewide science assessment, which is basically the FSA for science. Best thing about it, it is stuff from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade combined, but all of our students will be ready for that. A little bit of information about our awesome greenhouse out back. We have some elective classes that are out there, and we utilize it for science as well. And we have new technologies in there using hydroponics and aquaponics to grow and make plants happen.
Now that you've heard about the amazing core academic classes that we have, we want to show you where you can make your course selections on the course selection sheet. All the forms can be found on All Things Milwee. When you click on the All Things Milwee button on the Milwee website, you'll see another tile for the 2021-22 course selection process. You can fill out the forms in one of three ways. You can download the form. You'll see a link for the PDF that you can download. You'll also see the form in display, and you can expand that and download that. At the very bottom of that page for 6th grade, you can also submit your course selections directly through a Google form, and that will come to us, and then we'll print that out for your student. The course selection sheets are divided into three parts. The first one is core academics, the second part is electives, and then you'll see a signature line at the bottom. We're also going to talk about the club form, which is a pink form. So step one, if you take a look at the course selection sheet, the very top section where it says academic level, you'll choose your traditional or SCPS pre-IB prep program. You'll see a little box to the left of each of those, so you can check that. On the traditional, you can choose a combination of standard and advanced classes. So next to each one, whichever you choose, you can just put an X in that box so that we'll know specifically what your student wants to take, whether it's language arts standard or language arts advanced. You have a couple choices with we have three choices with math. You can take language arts standard, language arts advanced, or GEMS. And GEMS requires that your student have completed primes in grades 4 and 5. If you choose the SCPS Pre-IB Prep program, which is just below that on the sheet, you'll see that 3 of the boxes are marked with X's, and that's because the choice of these classes is already predetermined. What remains for you to pick is whether you're going to pick advanced math or, again, GEMS, and primes is required.
Here are some questions from our participants. The first one's for Ms. Geary. Ms. Geary, are students expected to complete a summer reading assignment?
Oh, summer reading. In the past, we have done summer reading every year. We have a 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade standard that we do. We keep it on our website during the summer. We did not have that last year because of COVID. I am not sure if we'll have it this year either. It just depends. I will give you plenty warning. The guidance counselors in the elementary schools will be informed if we are going to go that direction. We will let you know for sure. I will say this though, in the spring, we are going to be having a summer reading seminar for incoming parents, and we're going to do with our math teachers. And so we're going to have a combined summer reading, summer math instruction that you all can use during the summer to help your students continue with the reading and the math process. Good question, thank you.
Here's a question for Ms. Steele. Are there any hands-on projects that students complete in 6th grade social studies?
In 6th grade social studies, we have 4 different projects that we take on throughout the year as quarterly projects. All of them are hands-on, some more theoretically hands-on than physically hands-on. We have an assignment where they do a historical interview, interviewing somebody who has experienced a key significant event in history in their lifetimes that they know in their family, allowing them to engage with some of the historical practices that we use throughout all of social studies. We have 3 others that allow us to get a little bit more hands-on and bridge together those gaps between engineering here at our pre-IB engineering magnet school and social studies. So they will build monuments throughout the year, epic hero projects, and various other projects that will lend themselves to engineering and social studies.
Ms. Rogers, here's a couple math questions. Should a student who is worried about taking GEMS take GEMS and then transfer to advanced, or take advanced and transfer to GEMS?
All right, students should, if they are interested in GEMS, go ahead and enroll in the GEMS class. It is a whole lot easier to start in GEMS and move down to our 6th grade pre-IB math than it is to go from 6th grade pre-IB math to GEMS. If for some reason your student gets into GEMS and is overwhelmed, that is definitely something we can talk about and make that change if necessary.
Here's another one. For GEMS math, is the course basically a virtual course, or does the classroom teacher actually teach the math?
So our GEMS class is not a virtual course. The teacher in class teaches the 7th grade and the 8th grade standards in class with our students. So she is teaching lessons every day. The 6th grade virtual bridge is done simultaneously, but at home. It is a progress monitoring piece where these students have already learned the 6th grade standards in 5th grade, and so she's just monitoring that they have mastered these standards through the virtual bridge piece.
Thank you so much, teachers. Parents, if we did not answer all of your questions, we will be sure to capture them and address them in our frequently asked questions communication. At this time, we will transition to Ms. Brundage in our amazing electives department.
Hello, my name is Kristen Brundage, assistant principal here at Milwee that supervises the Science and Social Studies department. Up next is a presentation from our electives department. Enjoy.
We will begin our tour of Milwee's electives with Mr. Miller and Mrs. Yurichko, who will introduce us to the Gateway courses in the Project Lead the Way program. Please submit any questions to the Q&A box. Mrs. Brundage will be answering your questions at the end of the tour.
Hello, my name is Mr. Miller, your Gateway to Technology Engineering teacher for Innovators and Makers and App Creators. We are the only school in the district to offer these exciting courses. Let me tell you about what you will learn and do in these courses.
I teach 2 separate computer science courses, Introduction to Computer Science for Innovators and Makers and Introduction to Computer Science App Creators. Both of these are 1-semester courses. The Innovators and Makers course focuses on programming for the physical world. Students not only learn programming skills, but also how to electronically connect a microcontroller to a variety of input sensors and output devices, such as audio, visual, and electromechanical components. Programming assignments primarily involve a blocky style programming language. However, students may also use text-based languages, including JavaScript and Python. The Introduction to Computer Science App Creators course focuses on designing and programming applications for smart devices. The majority of apps developed address principles related to biomedical science.
My classes are a great way to learn coding and create new applications. Now let me introduce Ms. Yurichko, our 6th grade Gateway to Technology Engineering teacher.
Hey, Mr. Miller, thanks for that. I'm Mrs. Yurichko. I have the honor and the privilege of teaching 6th graders, and only 6th graders. It's a big deal coming into 6th grade, guys. Everything's different. You've got 7 classes. You've got 7 teachers. I'm the kind of teacher that wants to be that kind of mama bear for you. I want to help you. I want to give you what you need to be successful, and I want to teach you some life skills, along with having some fun. Take a look at the next couple of slides to see what I teach.
I have the privilege of teaching automation, robotics, and flight and space. In automation and robotics, your kids get hands-on experience with the design process while using mechanical and computer engineering and electrical engineering by designing, building, wiring, and coding a bunch of different fun stuff. We cannot wait to have your kids in this class. Well, I'm not going to lie. I love teaching automation and robotics, but flight in space is my absolute favorite thing to teach. Basically, your students are going to learn how to build anything that flies, then build it, and then take it outside and test it. How fun is that? And then we do the history of space, from before the space age to the future of Elon Musk. Your kids will be engaged and enlightened in ways you can't dream or imagine.
Again, I can't wait for you to sign up for my classes. I'm not gonna lie, I think they're the best.
Thanks, Mrs. Yurichko. The PLTW courses sound like a great path for students interested in hands-on engineering. Up next, Mrs. Hess, Mr. Myers, and Mrs. Pereira will introduce us to Milwee's technology electives.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Pereira, and I teach Lego Robotics, Artificial Intelligence Robotics, and First Lego League. Let me share with you some information about my classes. Milwee has several courses for students interested in robots and programming. The Lego Robotics classes for all grades teach basic programming as well as information about robot parts and sensors. Students learn to design, build, and program robots and cover stable shapes and center of gravity as well as simple machines. They do a building robot project and an exciting culminating project. 7th and 8th grade students in the Artificial Intelligence Robotics class can either learn a block program or Python programming. We cover the use of regular and AI robots in the real world, introducing expert systems, how AI is used in business and video games, swarm intelligence, the uncanny valley, and chatbots. The First Lego League class is for competitive teams by application. Students here have to develop an innovation or invention relating to the annual FIRST theme and present it to experts in the field as well as to the judges. They must design, build, and program an advanced robot to accomplish missions on a competition field. This class is for self-motivated students. We have both a class and a club with competition teams. That was just a little bit of everything that we do. If you are interested in the First Lego League competition class or club, make sure that you submit an application. Now we are going to hear from Mrs. Hess about video game design.
My name is Mrs. Hess. I teach video game design here at Milwee Middle School. It is a semester course for all grade levels. I teach the students how to do art, programming, and design, and they use the design process to make incredible games. Hi, my name is Mrs. Hess. I teach video game design at Milwee Middle School. This is a foundation course taught to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. It is a semester-long course, and it teaches the fundamentals of game design and the 3 disciplines that work together to create a video game, which are art, programming, and design. As the artists in game design, students learn how to create their own sprites using bitmap and vector graphics. They learn how to use the tools to animate and create their sprites and their backdrops for their games. They also come up with storylines for their characters and the games that they make. Students learn how to design games by learning the elements of a game first, then learning how those elements work together to create a system, and then how that system creates a balanced game, which is fun and challenging to play. Students use software to design their games. They use the design process to come up with ideas, storylines, and gameplay ideas. And then they rapid prototype those games in a program called GameStar Mechanic, where they publish their games and have their peers play test and give feedback so that they can improve their games, all part of the design process. Students learn to program their games with a block-based visual programming language called Scratch. They learn how to think like a programmer and create complex games with lives, levels, score, and anything else that they can imagine. Once students have learned all three disciplines of game design, art, design, and programming, they are ready to put their skills to the test by forming teams, game design teams with other classmates and creating games together. Sometimes they create individual games and sometimes they create group games. There's something for everybody in game design, whether you love to do the artwork, the programming, or coming up with the concepts. If you're interested in taking this course, I hope to see you next year. Now let's hear from Mr. Myers and his amazing elective.
Hello, I'm Mr. Myers and I teach music technology. I am happy to tell you about what this class is all about.
Music technology is an introductory course to teach students the ins and outs of creating music through the use of computers. The class utilizes a professional-level software called Ableton Live, which is used by many professional musicians in studios throughout the world, and we will introduce them to a free-to-use music production website called Audio Tool that they can utilize to continue creating music outside of the classroom. Once the students enter the classroom, they take the role of the recording artist, and throughout the semester, they will create music and promotional material that will introduce them to the world. The music production projects are broken up into teaching the students how to compose different parts of the song, starting with the beat and rhythm section. Every project we do will build upon the last lesson and introduce new sections of a song such as chords and melodies. The final project will have the students take what they have learned and compose their very first full-length song. The promotional projects that the students do will give the potential fan a visual representation of who they are as an artist by creating concert posters and designing album covers to promote themselves and their music. Other projects that we do include learning the history of recording and listening to audio, discovering the psychological connection that music has on our brains, exploring the technological advances in digital music, and learning about different potential careers in music and audio production. Once the semester is through, the students will have a better understanding of how to create music and have a collection of songs and visual artwork that they can take with them to share with the world.
Each of these technology electives are designed and built by our expert faculty members. These courses are exclusive to Milwee. If you have any questions, please post them to the Q&A box. We will answer as many questions as we can at the end of the tour. Our final elective segment will take us to Milwee's Fine Arts Department with Miss Neal, Mr. Barch, and Mr. Autry.
Hi, future Spartans. I'm Mr. Barch. I'm your art expert here at Milwee. I'm here to share some information about the art program at our school.
At Milwee, there are several opportunities to students to explore and expand their artistic side. All of the art classes are one semester or half a year long and are considered an elective class. The first art class is Exploring Art 2D. This is an intro to art class. We work on developing your art skills as well as to strengthening your knowledge of art terms and styles. The goal is to work with as many different 2D techniques as possible by experimenting with drawing, painting, printmaking, and collage. Exploring Art 2D is available for grades 6 through 8. A second art class that we have at Milwee that is unique to Milwee is Tech Art. Technical art is available for grades 6 through 8. I like to call this class Art for Engineers because we practice a variety of pencil and paper, drafting, and drawing techniques. This is a visual communications class where we work on getting ideas out of your brain and onto the paper. Some of the techniques we learn are orthographic projection, isometric drawing, and perspective. The third art class that I offer at Milwee is Art 3D. This is an advanced course for 7th through 8th graders. In Art 3D, we work on a variety of sculpture projects. Students love this class because we get to work with paper mache, clay and ceramics, recycled materials, and other sculptural media. Art 2D is a prerequisite for this advanced class. I look forward to meeting you and help take your art skills to the next level.
As you can see, we have so many amazing things and projects that we do here at Milwee. I hope to see you next year. Now I'm going to turn it over to Miss Neal. She's our chorus and theater director.
Welcome to Milwee, students. We are a pre-engineering magnet, but we thrive in the performing arts as well. I teach chorus and theater, and I want to tell you a little bit more about my programs.
Hi, my name is Katie Neal, and I'm here representing theater and chorus. For theater, this course is an introduction to theater. Students will have the opportunity to widen their abilities in both performance and criticism. Major areas of interest are pantomime, theater history, and theater appreciation. This class develops students' skills in public speaking, stage presence, and creative critical thinking. I also teach chorus. Milwee currently offers a beginning and an advanced course. Currently, beginning is a one-semester class and advanced is a full year. In both classes, students will learn vocal technique, music history, and music appreciation. Students will perform in a fall and spring concert. I really hope that you choose to join us in either chorus or theater. They are both a lot of fun and will really add a lot to your Milwee experience.
I hope you will join me next year. Our final elective teacher presenting will be Mr. Autry and the band director.
Thank you, Ms. Neal. My name is Joshua Autry, and I'm fortunate enough to be the band director here at Milwee Middle School. Our band program has a lot to offer your student. Here's some more information about how to join. Our award-winning band program consists of around 200 dedicated students working hard to master their instrument while making close friendships and bonds throughout their middle school years. Band is a full year-long elective, and most students who enroll in beginning band during their 6th grade or 7th grade years often progress into the advanced bands during the following years. Learning an instrument is a big commitment, but it's a worthwhile one. In a little bit, I'll review some frequent myths about band if you have any concerns about the commitment learning a band instrument takes. But first, I want to speak to you about the family aspect of band. We are the largest student body group on campus, and the band group offers a safe place surrounded by like-minded peers whom are working towards a common goal. Often, students who struggle at academics in school find that band offers a catalyst to succeed, as it teaches the importance of working hard, learning in teams while building relationships with others, and supporting each other in endeavors both musically and outside of the band room. Best of all, band kids are best friends with each other. They walk to and from class together, sit at lunch together, and often by their 8th grade year are inseparable from their other band peers whom they met all the way back in 6th grade. Band is family, and I truly feel we have the best family Milwee has to offer. Next, I want to go over some frequent myths that I always hear every year which deter students from joining band in the first place. First, band interferes with sports, gymnastics, or church events. While we do have 3 concerts that take place outside of normal school hours during the school year, such as the fall, winter, and spring concerts, these are the only required events to attend, only 3 through an entire year. We do offer extra practice after school, but these are all voluntary and are no way required. Band requires prior knowledge of music or instruments. Our beginning band course is designed for all students, ranging from previous knowledge in elementary school to no musical knowledge or background at all. We will teach you everything you need to know about your instrument, so fear not there. Band requires private lessons. The majority of instruments do not require private lessons at all, but we do have a few that do, such as percussion, saxophone, oboe, and bassoon, as those instruments are extra hard to learn. Flute, clarinet, trumpet, trombone, tuba, and French horn do not require private lessons. Last, band is expensive. Though band does have some costs, such as procuring or renting an instrument, these costs are not as much as you think, and our Band Booster program has scholarships available to help families and students who are desiring to learn an instrument but are financially unable to procure one through a local music store. I hope my small presentation has encouraged you to try out our amazing band program. If you have any questions, please reach out to me via email, which can be found on the school website. You can also visit our band website, www.milweeband.com, to also get started. I look forward to meeting you and hearing from you about beginning your journey in music. Thank you so much for attending tonight's curriculum night. We hope you learned a lot. We look forward to seeing you here next year. Have a good evening.
Now that you've heard about all the wonderful electives that we have at Milwee, we want to show you where you can fill that out on the course selection sheet. You'll see on your screen the section for electives. On the forms that you have downloaded or have available online, there are descriptions of each of these electives on the back side of that blue form. So in the electives, what we'd like you to do is number from 1 through 8. That gives us a good selection of electives to choose from. Number 1 in your choice is the one that your student wants to have the most. That's the most important course that they'd like to take. You'll see at the top a required elective. So every student is required to take a class called iJourney, which is a digital tools and career completion class, career plan completion class. So you see that that has already been checked off for you with an X. Then they have a choice of PE, which is either classroom, which is the traditional classroom PE where they go to the gym, they dress out, they go outside and they do various activities. Or virtual PE. And virtual PE is a CVS online virtual class, and this will meet the requirement for middle school physical education. The requirement is 1 semester of physical education per middle school year. Students can also opt to take PE year long, and you'll see that down in the next section. So you have in-class electives. And these in-class electives include art, technical art, various things, some of our PLTW, Project Lead the Way classes. Most of our electives are semester, but there are a couple that are year-long. Again, you'll see that you can pick PE as a year-long course, and that would be included in your 1 through 8. You don't have to worry about including the semester PE in your 1 through 8. You'll also see at the bottom of that section virtual electives. So we have a virtual lab that runs 7 periods, and students can take Seminole County virtual classes, and that takes the place of one of their electives. So you'll see there's a variety of electives there. Some are year-long and some are semester. There are also a couple application electives. One is TV production, the other is First Lego League. The applications can be found on All Things Milwee. You'll see there's a tab on once you get to that link. The course selection process, you'll see there's a tab for each of those applications. They have to be printed or they can be filled in online, and then you can email them to Shannon LaFoy, and she is the 6th grade counselor. And all those links you'll find on that website, our course selection website.
Up next is a segment from Dr. Cora on clubs.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Cora. I am one of the assistant principals here at Milwee, and I'm here to talk to you about clubs. Clubs are a unique opportunity offered only at Milwee Middle School. Clubs are an opportunity for our students to experience kind of like an extra elective. These clubs are based on student interest. So what the students do is they complete an interest survey, and then we match our teachers with what the students chose. This gives them the chance to really kind of have a unique experience that only that we can offer here at Milwee. While choosing classes on their form, students get to choose up to 8 club choices. This way, when scheduling occurs, we're able to give them one of the clubs that they asked. Our clubs here at Milwee range from art and anime to cell phone photography to cooking, digital music. We have one called Masters of the Universe, where students learn about all things in outer space, survival skills, scrapbook, and we also have a club called Young Authors, where students get an opportunity to create some different writings, some short stories, some novels, if that's what drives their interest. In addition to our clubs, which take place here on campus, 8th period on Friday. That means every student participates in a club. We also have after-school sports. After-school sports are a little bit different in that they take place after school. Some of our after-school sports are cross-country, track, basketball, and volleyball. Students try out for these opportunities. All right, so that's everything we've got for you about clubs. Let's move on to Miss McManus.
The last major form that you'll fill out are the clubs forms. It's a pink form, and you may not see it as a pink form, but in case you have received it from your elementary school, it's a pink form. On this form, we want you to number 1 through 5, with number 1 being the most important choice. Most students, unless it's a year-long elective, and they're year-long clubs, there are a couple, will get 2 clubs. You may not get them in that year in the order you chose, but you should be able to get them in that year. So first semester you'll have 1 club, second semester you'll have a 2nd club. And Ms. LaFoy has picked out several of our clubs that are the best choices for 6th grade students. So you'll see lots of things that you can take that are for your interest and development, try new things. Clubs are from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock approximately every Friday, and it's during the school day. So these are not after school clubs. So pick 1 through 5, and when you're finished, you just make sure you put your student's name at the top and their next year's school grade, and then you can return all of those forms with the blue form to your elementary school counselor, or you can email them to us, or you can drop them off at Milwee. All right, thank you. Now that we've come to the final part of this course selection process, what we'd like you to do is make sure on that blue form or the course selection process form that you, at the very bottom, the parent legibly writes in their name, signs it, gives us your phone number and your email, because many times we're finishing schedules up over the summer, and we want to make sure we can get in contact with you if we have any last-minute questions, or we need to process, make some changes on what their selections are. Every student who scores on the 2021 FSA as a level 3, 4, or 5 will automatically be placed in an advanced class, whether it's advanced language arts, advanced science, social studies, or math. So please sign and put your information on that form, and then we'd like them returned by March 12th. They can be returned by March 12th to your elementary school counselor. They can be emailed to us. They can be dropped off at Milwee, because as soon as we get back from spring break, we will start scheduling. There will also be a session, if you have any additional questions, on March 4th. There'll be 2 sessions, one at 9:30 a.m. and the other at 6:30 p.m. with Ms. LaFoy, and she can answer any specific questions that you may have. It will be a WebEx, a live WebEx. And what we'll do is we'll be sending out the link for that information early next week, and also the information will be on our All Things Milwee course selection process sheet. Thank you very much.
On behalf of our Spartan family, I want to thank you for attending our curriculum night, and now, together, begin engineering your future. Again, remember, we have a few seats left. Please tell your friends. Have a great night. Thank you.